Eren dashes toward the centaurs with astonishing speed. Isla's eyes widen in surprise at the sight of him. The centaurs react by unleashing a volley of arrows, but Eren effortlessly deflects them. Isla and the mercenaries watch in disbelief as Eren's skill becomes apparent. Closing the distance, Eren strikes at one of the centaurs, only to find that his blow is met with unexpected resistance. The centaur retaliates, catching Eren off guard. Despite Eren's attempt to defend himself, the centaur remains unfazed. To Eren's bewilderment, the centaur accuses him of invading their forest with the intention of attacking and destroying them. The centaur reveals that Eren has been amassing military forces for this purpose, leaving Eren confused and surprised by the allegations. As the centaurs launch a coordinated strike, the orcs fighting alongside them struggle to comprehend the centaur's newfound strength. Crudel speculates that dark magic may be at play. The centaurs, ensnared by a sorcerer's dark magic, are being controlled against their will. The sorcerer manipulates their anger and fear, brainwashing them into relentless fighters who push past their physical limits. In the midst of battle, Killian moves to strike a centaur, but before he can, the centaur retaliates with a powerful kick to his stomach, sending him sprawling to the ground. The Pendragon forces find themselves overwhelmed by the ferocity of the centaur's strikes, with Eren still locked in combat against them. Desperate for aid, Eren implores Sol to join the fray, but Sol refuses, likening both orcs and centaurs to children and choosing not to intervene. Frustrated by Sol's stance, Eren's thoughts drift to Baltui. Suddenly, Eren spots a centaur poised to attack an orc child. Without hesitation, he rushes to the child's defense, saving them from harm. Surveying the chaos around him, Eren realizes that half of the Pendragon troops have been incapacitated, and the orc village is under relentless siege. Eren mounts his horse and addresses the centaurs, questioning their reputation as proud warriors. He disparages them, claiming they are no better than brute animals. Eren boldly declares that he alone can handle the centaurs, provoking their anger. In response, the centaurs launch a collective strike on Eren. Seizing the opportunity, Eren gallops toward the opposite side of the orc village, drawing the centaurs away from their target. Crudel observes Eren's strategy and explains to Karuto that Eren's intention is to lead the centaurs away from the vulnerable village. Karuto is incredulous at the idea of Eren facing so many centaurs alone, while Isla watches in astonishment. Meanwhile, Sol summons her griffin, which appears before Isla. Startled by the majestic creature, Isla looks to Sol for explanation. As the griffin approaches, Isla's demeanor shifts as he comprehends Sol's decision. At the mountain's edge, Eren finds himself confronted by a mass of centaurs blocking his path. Their leader acknowledges Eren's tactic of acting as a decoy to safeguard his forces, but warns that both Eren and his allies, including the orc village, will ultimately fall to the centaurs. Eren's actions are deemed foolish. In response, Eren defiantly asserts that it is the centaurs who are foolish, claiming he alone can handle them all. However, doubt gnaws at him as he ponders whether he can truly overcome the magically strengthened centaurs. As the centaurs charge towards him, arrows suddenly rain down from behind, felling several of them. Surprised, Eren turns to see Isla atop the griffin, wielding his bow. Questioning his presence, Eren learns that Isla remains true to his pledge, to stand as Eren's sword and vanquish his foes. Meanwhile, the centaurs are taken aback by the appearance of the divine griffin. Isla charges towards them atop his majestic mount, prompting the centaur leader to launch an arrow in his direction. Swiftly evading the attack, Isla retaliates with a flurry of arrows, swiftly dispatching several centaurs. Observing Isla's prowess, Eren recognizes him as a griffin rider, one who commands these revered creatures associated with the White Dragon. Riding a griffin requires immense skill and knowledge, obtained through ancient wisdom and extensive practice. Those who master this art through countless battles earn the esteemed title of Griffin Rider. Reflecting on Isla's abilities, Eren can't help but smile, recalling that in his previous life, Isla was known as Stormbringer. Seeing Isla live up to his reputation fills Eren with pride. As the centaurs are driven back, their leader orders a retreat. The centaur leader assesses the situation, believing that the dense forest will hinder any pursuit by the griffin. Determining that regrouping is their best course of action, he prepares to retreat. However, Eren intervenes by swiftly shooting an arrow that brings down the centaur leader. Approaching the fallen leader, Eren utilizes his shield to heal the centaur's wounds and break the hold of sorcery upon him. As the centaur leader regains his senses, he is astonished by Eren's unexpected act of kindness. Confused, he questions Eren's motives for aiding him. In response, Eren queries the centaur leader about the whereabouts of the man who provided the centaurs with their weapons, Valt of the Rakshasa unit. The centaur leader is taken aback by Eren's knowledge of Valt and inquiries about him. Eren asserts his authority, insisting that he will be the one asking the questions. Reluctantly, the centaur leader reveals that Valt appeared in the forest and proposed an alliance with the centaurs. He claimed that the Pendragons had regained the power of the White Dragon and were bolstering their forces and weaponry. Valt reveals to the centaurs his belief that the Pendragons will inevitably set their sights on both the centaurs and their forest. To preempt this threat, Valt urges the centaurs to seize control by defeating the orc village and reclaiming the Ancona forest themselves. Upon hearing this, Eren disputes the validity of Valt's claims, questioning how the centaurs could be so easily swayed by such obvious manipulation. The centaur leader suggests that they may have fallen under a spell, mentioning that Valt used a mirror to communicate with them, after which they were overcome with anger and lost their rationality. The leader admits to having fuzzy memories since that moment. Moved by the plight of the injured centaurs, Eren uses his shield to heal them. Isla, witnessing this act, expresses surprise. After tending to everyone, Eren reflects on the considerable drain on his mana caused by healing so many. Isla queries Eren about his decision to heal the centaurs, seeking understanding. Eren explains to Isla that the true enemies of the Pendragons are those who manipulated the centaurs. He acknowledges that even the predecessors of the Pendragons bear responsibility for the complex situation. The centaur leader interjects, noting that Eren, as a Pendragon, stands apart from his predecessors. Eren modestly acknowledges that he's been told this before. The centaur leader expresses belief in Eren's potential to be an exceptional ruler. He declares that from that moment forward, the centaur tribe will consider themselves friends of the Pendragons. Both Isla and Eren are taken aback by this unexpected declaration. The centaur leader assures Eren that they will aid the Pendragons in confronting the group that deceived the centaurs. He pledges the centaurs full cooperation with Eren as Pendragon. Turning to the other centaurs, the leader seeks their agreement, which they readily provide. Witnessing this unity, Eren assures the centaur leader that the Pendragons will also support the centaurs. The two groups forge an unexpected alliance, united in their determination to confront their common adversaries. Eren expresses his desire for the centaurs to safeguard the harmony of the forest as its strongest cavalry. With a handshake between Eren and the centaur leader, the conflict comes to an end, and peace returns to the Ancona forest. Eren, using the healing powers of the water spirit shield, tends to the soldiers' wounds, and they celebrate the newfound peace with a banquet. Later, Eren, the centaur leader, Crudel, and the orc leader sit together. Eren explains to the orc elder about the mirror and how it was used to ensnare the centaurs with a spell. The orc elder admits it's the first time he's heard of sorcery working through a mirror. Crudel warns the centaur leader of the dangers of such magic, expressing disbelief that someone could manipulate the emotions of so many centaurs. He labels the sorcerer a fearsome user of dark arts. In the following scene, Eren stands on a tree branch, deep in thought. Sol approaches him, noting his somber demeanor. Eren inquires if Sol was the one who provided Isla with the griffin. Sol confirms, mentioning that he sensed the griffin's aura emanating from Isla. Eren reveals that Isla used to be a griffin rider but avoids discussing it now for unknown reasons. Sol remarks on the complexity of human nature, expressing surprise that Eren didn't succumb to the dragon's aura when enraged. Reflecting on a past moment when he was enveloped by the dragon's aura, Eren contemplates the control over such power. Sol explains that those who form a pact with the White Dragon can harness its power within their bodies. but mastering that power is a personal challenge. Eren emphasizes the importance of not giving in to anger to progress. Inwardly, Eren ponders the discrepancies in his memories. Despite initially forgetting due to anger, he remembers being part of the Rakshasa unit in his previous life, which is currently engaged in battle against the Troll King in the distant southern region's Great Forest. As half of the Rakshasa unit falls in battle, Valt's presence in the same continent as the centaurs seems ludicrous to Eren. Reflecting on the events in the Great Forest and the confrontation with the Troll King, Eren's thoughts linger on Valt. Valt had once hinted at a connection between various events, including the decline of the Pendragon Duchy and the downfall of the Valt House. Eren wonders about Valt's whereabouts, recalling Valt's suggestion that everything was interconnected. Feeling a sense of urgency, Eren confides in Sol about his need to return to his hometown, where his family was branded as traitors. The scene transitions to the Sirad territory, where Count Sirad and Luna are taken aback by the sudden arrival of the Emperor's children, Prince Ian and Princess Ingrid. Prince Ian explains to Luna and Count Sirad that they've come for one reason: Eren Pendragon, the head of the neighboring Duchy of Pendragon. Ian describes the Eren he knows as weak, frail, and innocent, making it hard for him to believe that Eren, after awakening from a coma, could make a pact with the White Dragon. The focus then shifts to the Pendragon territory, where Eren receives the news of the impending visit of the Imperial Prince and Princess. The butler informs Eren that the second prince and his younger sister from the Imperial household are on their way. Perplexed, Eren questions the butler about their purpose for coming. The butler hesitates before revealing that Princess Ingrid is Eren Pendragon's former fiancée. Eren learns that Prince Ian was the one who ended his engagement with Princess Ingrid. This revelation surprises Eren, who hadn't realized he had previous fiancées before Sirad. He finds the situation troublesome, especially since a month has passed since the incident with the centaurs, during which the Pendragon forces have significantly bolstered their ranks with the addition of the Free Knights. Isla is busy forming a Griffin squad, and Eren's own dragon aura has strengthened, with him gaining better control over it. Normally, the Pendragon household takes a summer break each year, and Eren had planned to use this opportunity to investigate the connection between the destruction of the Valt House and the current schemes unfolding. However, just as he was about to do so, news of the Imperial children's visit disrupts his plans. Eren queries his butler about the reason for their visit, suspecting it may be related to marriage. Though uncertain, the butler advises Eren to tread carefully, warning him that the second prince, Ian, is considered a potential future emperor. Ian is renowned as a martial arts master feared throughout the Imperial capital, earning him the moniker, the Tyrant. Eren expresses concern to his butler about inadvertently offending Ian. Curious about why the second prince is in line to become emperor, Eren queries his butler. The butler explains that the crown prince's health is failing, making Ian the likely successor. This news triggers a moment of reflection for Eren. Suddenly, he recalls that in his previous life's future, there was no Ian slated to become emperor. Instead, the future emperor's name was Jeffrey. Eren questions his butler about the crown prince's name, suspecting it might be Jeffrey. However, the butler clarifies that the current emperor's name is Cheyenne Aragon, and there's no record of a Jeffrey in the imperial lineage. This revelation surprises Eren. Jeffrey isn't even among the top princes of the empire. He's essentially a nobody. Eren ponders the significance of this discrepancy, considering that it might be linked to the altered course of history from his previous life. Eren channels his dragon aura through his hand, signaling to his butler that he now has a reason to meet Prince Ian Aragon. The scene shifts outside, where the two children of the imperial household have arrived in Pendragon territory. Ian begins to emanate his own aura, causing everyone around him to feel intimidated. Unfazed by Ian's aura, Eren strides confidently towards him. Ian, noticing Eren's approach, remarks on Eren's seemingly lofty demeanor. Eren retorts that Ian isn't yet the emperor, prompting frustration from Ian, who asserts his future as the emperor. In response, Eren calmly assures Ian that his ascension to the throne won't come to fruition. Ian is taken aback by this statement. Without hesitation, Eren begins to emanate his own dragon aura, signaling his resolve. Surprised, Eren realizes that only those with the bloodline of the first emperor can withstand Ian's aura of supreme authority. Ian, equally astonished, can't comprehend how Eren is able to resist his overwhelming aura. He deduces that Eren must possess the aura of the White Dragon. As tension mounts, Princess Ingrid intervenes, accompanied by Luna, urging her brother to cease his display of power. She doesn't want Ian to cause unnecessary trouble. Eren notes Ingrid's presence and wonders why Luna Sirad is with them. Princess Ingrid introduces herself to Eren, explaining that they were betrothed since birth and had never met in person before. However, she breaks into laughter suddenly, remarking on Luna's description of Eren as incredibly strong and handsome. Eren is taken aback by her words. Ian warns Ingrid against getting too familiar with Eren, but she ignores his caution, inviting Eren to accompany her on a tour of the castle. As Eren walks alongside Ingrid, he contemplates the unusual turn of events. Eren's mother, Selena, and his sister, Irene, along with Mia, welcome Prince Ian and Princess Ingrid to the Pendragon Palace. Ian engages in conversation with Irene, while Princess Ingrid converses with Selena. However, when Irene catches sight of her brother Eren, she rushes over to him, praising his radiant appearance. Ian is shocked to be ignored, and his frustration manifests in the form of his aura. Mia, frightened by Ian's aura, seeks refuge with Isla. Ian, perturbed by Isla's lack of recognition, questions him about his identity. Isla, unperturbed, refuses to provide a name. This refusal frustrates Ian, who perceives Isla's stubbornness as characteristic of knights from the southern region of Valvas. Ian challenges Isla to a duel, but Princess Ingrid intervenes, chastising Ian for causing trouble once again. She warns him that if he causes trouble a second time, she won't speak to him for a year. Ian couldn't ignore his sister's admonition. Soldiers from Sirad observe the situation, astonished that the tyrant Ian, who is feared in the imperial capital, seems to have lost control since coming to Pendragon territory. They marvel at the prowess of Pendragon. Ian requests a private conversation with Eren, indicating he has something important to discuss. He probes Eren, questioning if Eren is afraid. Eren reassures Ian, asserting that he also has matters to discuss. In a private room, Ian and Eren face each other. Ian remarks on Eren's transformation, recalling him as a frail figure in the past. He admits breaking off the engagement with Eren due to his perceived weakness. Eren challenges Ian's authority to make such a decision for his sister. Curious, Eren asks Ian why he came. He questions whether Ian intends to rekindle the engagement. Ian flatly denies the possibility, stating there's no way his sister would be engaged to Eren Pendragon. Ian confronts Eren, expressing his disillusionment with the loyalty of Eren Pendragon and the Valvas Knight to the imperial family. He questions Eren's intentions. In response, Eren asserts that Pendragon does not stand in anyone's shadow and has responsibilities to fulfill. Suddenly, Ian attempts to strike Eren, but Eren reacts quickly, throwing water at Ian and elbowing him. Despite the blow, Ian remains resilient, seizing Eren's arm and slamming him onto a table. Eren counters by locking Ian's arm before the impact. As they both assess the situation, Eren notices a knife near Ian's hand and decides to step back. Surprised by Eren's retreat, Ian questions his motives. Eren suggests that Ian wasn't fighting seriously, as he could have easily countered Eren's technique with the knife. Eren then emanates his aura and poses his question to Ian once more. Eren questions Ian's motive for coming to Pendragon territory. Ian responds with laughter, acknowledging Eren's prowess and ability to push Ian to this point. Eren is perplexed by Ian's reaction. Ian suggests that Eren join forces with him, recognizing Eren's potential to become the cornerstone of the Empire as Eren Pendragon. Ian explains to Eren that he's extending the invitation because of Eren's military skills and sharp intellect. However, Eren observes that the tense atmosphere and Ian's imposing aura have dissipated. Curious, Eren asks Ian what he means by joining forces. Ian reveals that the imperial family is currently grappling with the issue of succession, with several princes and influential aristocrats vying for power behind the scenes. He wants Eren on his side in case of future difficulties. Ian offers Eren a significant position within the empire, along with wealth, treasures, territories, or even the opportunity to establish an independent state. Hearing this, Eren reflects on Ian's reputation as a tyrant in the imperial capital, but considers that Ian's true nature might be different. He concludes that Ian may not actually aspire to become emperor. Ian is taken aback by Eren's response. Eren expresses his belief that Ian's tyrannical persona might be a facade. Despite the tempting rewards, Eren cannot accept an offer from someone whose true intentions are unknown. Ian is surprised that Eren has discerned his true nature to such an extent. He admits that Eren is the first person, aside from his sister, to understand his intentions. Ian reveals his desire for his brother, Cheyenne Aragon, to become emperor. Eren questions if Cheyenne is the crown prince who is currently bedridden. Frustrated, Ian explains that his brother was nearly assassinated 3 years ago during the treason incident in Sisek. This revelation shocks Eren. Ian describes his brother as kind and capable, believing he would have been an outstanding ruler. Cheyenne aspired to bring change to the empire. Eren recalls that 3 years ago, the Valt family was branded as traitors in Sisek. Then, Eren agrees to Ian's offer but requests in return that Ian divulge all the information he knows about the treason incident. The scene shifts to Selena and Irene informing Luna and Ingrid about Eren's wife, Lindsay, shocking both of them. Returning to Eren and Ian, Ian discloses everything he knows about the treason incident in Sisek. Eren recalls that during that time, he was aspiring to become a knight and was entrusted with a letter to deliver to the lords of Sisek, but there was a hidden agenda behind it. Ian poses the question of who could be the mastermind behind the treason. Eren speculates if there's another prince vying for the emperor's throne. Ian acknowledges the possibility but explains that there are numerous princes and associated aristocrats, making it difficult for him to keep track of them all. Eren then inquires if Ian knows of any prince named Aim Jeffrey. Ian informs Eren that Aim Jeffrey is the child of a concubine, holding only the title of Viscount without any real power. Eren realizes that Jeffrey does exist, but is merely a Viscount without influence. He ponders how someone like Jeffrey could ascend to the throne in just a few years. Curious, Eren asks Ian about the lineage of Jeffrey's mother. Ian is surprised to reveal that she hails from Sisek and struggles to believe that Jeffrey could be involved in such matters. Eren reflects on Balti's words about everything being interconnected. He then emits his dragon's aura, surprising Ian, who hadn't seen Eren use this power before. Ian wonders about Eren's true identity. Outside, Sol appears, startling Ian with his white dragon form. Sol transforms into human form and approaches Eren. Eren queries Sol about the situation, and Sol mentions sensing a powerful dragon aura. Ian, stunned by the sight of the white dragon in human form, smiles and decides to trust his instincts. Ian realizes that Eren is someone he can trust. Sol inquires if something is wrong, and Eren acknowledges that there have been some realizations. Eren proposes that Ian joins him and the others on their summer vacation. This surprises Ian. Eren explains that they will be traveling to the Silbul coast, near the outskirts of Sisek, where Eren plans to draw out their enemies.